when you tell intimate details about what your man's going through, what y'all are going through, to people who he doesn't trust, you are pushing him deeper into that place. He's going to continue to push you out because you're not trustworthy. It is your job for the men to create for the men in your life a safe place. Hey guys, we are back with another video. We are Meet the Simmons. I think that for today, as Father's Day is coming up, there's a lot of mixed emotions that happen on Father's Day. A lot of people are happy because they, like me, they have a great father that they love and he's still alive and vibrant. For some, their fathers have passed on, and for others, they didn't have a good relationship with him. Maybe he wasn't there. Father's Day is always a strange holiday to me, as opposed to Mother's Day. I think it's important for any young lady that has a man in her life today, a son, a husband, a father. There's a lot that goes on in a man's mind, and when a man stops talking, when he goes silent, there is so much that is said in that silence.
What would you say number one is for you?
I think the number one for me is that you need to understand that that he may be dealing with issues that he may not know how to communicate. It may be something from his past. It may be something that he's internalized, that he's like, I'm not the man I want to be. Maybe financially I'm not where I want to be. Physically I'm not where I want to be. You have to understand that sometimes men go through things and we just don't know how to deal with it. Or our way of dealing with it is internalizing and trying to process it in a way where we can bring it to you and make it palatable. But where a lot of women mess up is that they start to nag.
They get impatient.
What's wrong with you? Why you ain't talking? You don't never talk. Yeah, you always...
The absolutes?
You start with the absolutes to start hurting because they're actually scared.
Yeah.
Because what it really is that the woman is scared because she don't really know what's going on with her man or the man that she loves, her son or her father. And she's trying to like get him to talk, but what she's failing to realize is you're just pushing him deeper into it. You're not helping. You're pushing him deeper into that dark place. When you start the nagging, you start the whining and the complaining. So I think that I definitely have been there. In 21 years of marriage.
I was going to ask you, can you think of a time when
I certainly have been there. Certainly have been there quite a few times. And you did a masterful job most of the time of allowing me to work through it. And I think I'm a pretty good communicator.
Oh, you're a great communicator.
But it takes time. It took time to become that. And it took trust.
And
learn to trust her. So I think number two kind of goes into that. If you have broken your man's trust, and the way you could do, a lot of ways you could do that is, a lot of women have a problem with talking crazy to other people about their man. Ladies, you are cutting your nose off to spite your face when you do that. When you tell intimate details about what your man's going through, what y'all are going through, to people who he doesn't trust, you are pushing him deeper into that place. He's going to continue to push you out because you're not trustworthy. It is your job for the men to create for the men in your life a safe place. And there's really no place for a man to go when he's hurting, because I gotta come home and I gotta be a leader for her. I gotta be strong for these kids. Where do I go when I'm tired? Where do I go when I'm scared? I can either go to God or to another man, and going to another man can be dangerous. And because you gotta expose yourself. And exposing yourself as a weakness. So you got to understand the psyche of a man. So as a wife, what are some things that you do when you see me kind of going inside myself?
I remind you that I am your soft place to land. I remind you of that. So there have been times when you've just been going through a lot. Just carrying the load of this family is a lot, and I wouldn't want it. And I can't imagine the load you've had to bear. But reminding you that I am a soft place that you can land. Reminding you that if and when you are ready to talk, I'm here to listen. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to listen. If you need help with ideas, strategies, I'm here. Just reminding you that I am, here for you. But really, it's about being patient.
Yeah, and I have so appreciated that. And what it's helped me do over the years is brought us closer, because I know I can have that vulnerable moment with her. I can have that moment where I'm like, babe, I'm scared and I don't know what to do. That's happened before.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the best I can, but I don't know what to do right now.
Yeah.
And she went like, well, you need to figure it out. That was not the response I got.
Man up, figure it out. Like,
yeah, that was not the response I got. I got love and affection and a soft place to fall, and therefore that emboldened me to move forward and to figure it out and to go pray or go talk to somebody or do what I need to do.
another thing I also that came to mind, I also have relieved you of the notion of you having to have it all together all the time, or even you having to be perfect. I don't expect that. I don't expect you to always have the answers. I know the one who does, and that's God.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, and I think, ladies, I think a lot of you make the mistake because you don't know. You didn't grow up with a father, or you didn't grow up with a good man around, and you don't really understand the masculine experience.
Yeah.
You don't really understand what it takes. You only know what you see on TV and what you see in movies, and you think your man has to be this great leader, and he's always going to have an answer for everything. That's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. A man has to become a leader. He has to become the leader that he's going to be, and it's your job to help him do that. And a lot of times, men fear express themselves because they fear the fact that the recoil. They're scared of the recoil. Like, a lot of times your man is silent because he's not getting his needs met.
That's a good point.
He's not getting his needs met.
That's a good point.
Doesn't know. He knows.
Doesn't know how to say that.
He knows to bring that up.
It's a fight.
It's to court death. he knows that if I bring up the fact that I'm only getting booty once a week, and I need it 3 times a week, then
you ain't getting it but once a month now.
She's gonna shut the whole cookie operation down. Ain't no cookies being handed out around here ever again.
Kevin
Hart, shut the whole cookie operation down. And so we fear not being able to express ourselves or tell you that my needs aren't getting met, or why don't you don't ever touch me, or you don't tell me you love me, or you don't say you appreciate me, or you don't give me the respect I need. Well, a lot of men know.
That was an issue in our relationship, and you know which issue I'm talking about. Where it was regarding it was intimacy.
Yeah.
It was regarding frequency and how I valued it versus how he valued it. And every time he would bring it up, I would go to straight.
Yeah. So now
I would make it about me every time.
I'm feeling like an a-hole. I'm just gonna say it. And,
yeah.
I mean, and if you guys think for one minute that in 21 years we ain't dealt with some crap, we ain't sitting here talking crazy. We ain't sitting there talking about stuff we don't know. We've been through some
Trust
things.
me, we qualified.
We absolutely qualified to talk about all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I was scared, man. I'm sitting there. I'm scared because I know as soon as I bring it up,
her response.
I'm
gonna internalize it and
start crying. I don't like seeing my baby cry, or she gonna start feeling like this, and then it's just gonna be bad. And I was like, well, what do I do? Well, I'm just gonna sit here and shut up and swallow it, which is the worst thing that you could do, man. Don't swallow those negative feelings, because if you swallow them, you're gonna end up doing something stupid. You're gonna end up saying something stupid, or you're gonna end up acting out. And it's not gonna end well.
No.
It's not gonna end well. So many men are out here hurting, and we just label them as you a dog, you this, you that. A lot of men just acting out because they don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
But men don't get that grace. We don't get the grace of, well, she probably did the best she could. Like, think about it. You see on TV where a woman has harmed her child. Yeah. The first thing they go to is, well, tell them what she was going through, mental illness.
They justify it.
Quickly justified it. And everybody deserves that grace. But when a man messes up and does something,
grace.
He is a monster. Not that he has some emotional issues going on. Not that he struggles like everybody else. No, he's a monster. And it leads to our next point, which is your man may have been taught subconsciously or consciously by the people around him that it's not manly to discuss your feelings. That it's not manly for a man to say how he's feeling. And so a lot of men walk around here with their chest stuck out, about to explode because they feel like they can't let it out. They can't even let themselves just have an emotion. They can't even say, man, I am sick and tired of living this way. I don't like it. I don't like the way I feel. And so because they feel like they got to hold it in.
Yeah.
And we do a terrible job as a society of allowing men to be men. We don't think the same way you do, ladies. We don't process information the same way you do. And it's okay. But we have got to a point in our society where the only way to show emotion is like a woman. You gotta cry. And you gotta get emotional, and you gotta sob, and you gotta weep, and that's not the way a lot of men do. We just don't do that. That's not our way. But we have to find healthy ways to express ourselves, man. We can't just hold it all in. Yeah. You gotta get around. You gotta get a band of brothers. You gotta get some men that really are down for you, and that in my case, as a Christian, that love God and are on a mission to do what He wants you to do. If you're not a Christian, get you some strong brothers that just love you and want the best for you.
Encourage them to find that camaraderie. They need that. They need another brother that they can go to. They need another brother that can pray with them. They need another brother they can strategize with. Just shoot the crap with every now and again. They need that.
I think another thing that you could do is be patient. Like we talked about before.
Absolutely.
Be patient with him. Understand that he is, especially if he's younger. Especially if he's you guys been married 2-3 years, and look, man, I've said this before. Every man has to take the hero's journey. Every man has to become. You don't just because you turn 18, 21, 25 doesn't make you a man. Mm-hmm. A man has to become. He has to go slay the dragons, find the magic elixir, bring it back. It's a lot that goes into the hero's journey. If you don't understand what the hero's journey is, it's a literary term. Look it up. Star Wars is a great. Luke Skywalker is a great example of the hero's journey. Mm-hmm. We all take that as men. That's what it is. So,
and it looks different for every man.
Yeah, it looks different for every man.
Yeah.
And again, for you ladies, this is another one. If you have offended your husband or your significant other or the man in your life, or you betrayed his trust, you need to seek to get that back. Because he's not going to open up to you if you've done that. He's not going to do it.
Yep.
Because he can't. We have to feel safe. We talk about safe spaces a lot, in our woke culture, and usually associated with women, college campuses, things like that. But really, in a marriage relationship, a man needs to feel safe before he can fully express himself to his significant other. Because I'm not telling you nothing. If I feel like it's going to come back up in an argument, it's going to be misused, it's going to be used against me, or it's going to be put on social media or something crazy, I'm not saying nothing. I think also is you can help him by suggesting counseling. Like I'm a proponent of it. I believe in it. Counseling, coaching, whatever you want to call it, I'm a proponent of it.
Mentorship.
There's so many men that call me up. Hey man, can I run something past you?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can we talk? Let me meet for some coffee or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I happily do that because I know that for that man to do that, it
takes
took
courage.
A lot.
Yeah.
It took a lot for him to get to the point where he can call me up, even though he knows I'm not there to judge him. It's still hard. Mm-hmm. It's extremely difficult for a man to be vulnerable. Like, look, man, I don't know what me and Kathy gonna do, and we can't stop arguing. She don't with this and that. She did this, I did that. Yada 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 yada. It's a lot for a man to open up like that, especially to another man. Yeah. So I never betrayed it. I guard that so close. If you trust me with that information, that means so much to me. I hold that very, very dear. So I think it's important that as men, we do think that out. And wives, daughters, whatever, you can help your man by suggesting that, hey man, why don't you go talk to Fred? Fred's a good dude. Mm-hmm. My job offers therapy. You want to go talk to a therapist, somebody that doesn't know you,
right,
or something like that. You can help them out. That's your job, to help your husband and the men around you. Mm-hmm. And you really could do a lot of help with it, because a lot of times we don't know what to do. We just sitting there like, I don't know.
And when she brings it up, brothers, don't be prideful. Like, really consider it. Yeah. Don't just, I'm all right, I'm gonna work.
Anytime a man says I'm all right, he ain't all right. Yeah. He ain't all right. But that's some things I want you guys to consider as we get ready to embark on Father's Day.
Yes.
Happy Father's Day to my dad, Billy Simmons Jr. I love you, sir. See you soon here.
Happy Father's Day to my dad, Rex Cross.
There you go, my man Rex. Best dad I could ever ask for, my father. I love you, Dad. I wouldn't be the man I am. I wouldn't be able to sit here and do what I do without the things you taught me. So I love you, man, and I can't wait to see you soon. And with that,
enough said.